All right. What's going on, Facebook family? This is going to be one for the record books or the history books right here, because what I'm going to share with you today is, it's alarming, number one, but it's also like a beacon of hope, because when you know what to do in an emergency and you take action, then you're not going to suffer from what is going to happen, because you are forewarned and you are then prepared, or more prepared, for what could happen to you in a situation where you're not in readiness or prepared or without knowledge. So hopefully today this will give you some knowledge. I want to preface this with this quote I just posted, and I saw it sometime last week. And I'm thankful for you guys that share, good information, because, when we pass it around, we're all inspired by that. I was inspired by this, and I just posted. It says here, and I want you to think about this going forward, because what I've entitled this live is "We Are Depleted." Okay, we are depleted, and it's bad, y'all. It's bad. I don't care, who you are, where you live in the United States. If you do not understand what's happening with current and past agricultural practices, then you are someone that is a victim of what I'm about to talk about. Okay. Anyway, it says here, every morning in Africa, a gazelle wakes up. It knows that it must run faster than the fastest lion, or it will be killed. Every morning a lion wakes up. It knows that it must outrun the slowest gazelle, or it will starve to death. It doesn't matter whether you are a lion or a gazelle. When the sun comes up, you had better be running. Okay? So, what is that? How's that translate to what I'm talking about today? Today, man, when you wake up every morning, you need to be running with knowledge. You need to be more conscious, okay? And I also posted something. else today that I hope resonates with you, and that is, two things have to change going forward. I need to actually edit this now that I'm looking at it. Now I'm going to edit that, save that. Okay, two things have to change going forward, guys. Two things have to change going forward. Number one, the way we care for our health. And number two, the way we make money. All right? The only reason why all of us are in a frenzy right now about what's going on in the world is because of our lack of understanding of how to take care of ourselves. And number one, how to take care of ourselves health-wise. And number two, how we're actually making money, or where our money's, our paycheck, or how we're financially going to be stable going forward. Because believe it or not, we have been sold a bill of goods that is not preparing us, or has not prepared us for what's happening right now in the world of health and in the world of finance. Okay, so going forward, this is something to think about. You and I have to change the way we care for our health and the way we make money. Okay, very, very important. And number one is the way we take care of ourselves. Okay, we are being told about all these one potion formula pill, this or that can change this part of your body or help you feel this way and that way. But what you're not being told is, what is the current state of food across the board? What's happening with the food supply? Is the food supply nourishing us at a level where we can be healthy, in our 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond? Okay. One potion or one formula or one superfood is not going to give you the cutting edge health outcome that you need. You can't believe that. First, you have to identify what do I need to stay, what are the landmines of food? What are the food landmines I got to stay away from? Okay. And then once you find those out and you begin to eliminate those, now you start to incorporate into your lifestyle the good food choices. Okay. Because a lot of us, what we're doing is we're trying to incorporate the good food, okay, the good food choices that we now know about, while you still holding on to all the bad stuff that's created the physical problem that you have, whether it's obesity, high blood pressure, diabetes, right? Some form of cancer, all right? Some kind of intestinal issue like colitis, okay? Crohn's disease, a lot of people are dealing with that, right? Constipation. I mean, a lot of y'all are going to the bathroom like 2 or 3 days after you ate your last 6 meals, and you go into the bathroom 2 days later or 3 days later, and you think that's normal, okay? And you wonder why you're so sick, right? All right, and then the whole obesity thing. All right, most of us are sitting back and we're settling. We're settling at age 30. We're settling at age 40 and thinking, oh, well, this is how it's going to be for me. This is how old age is supposed to happen. And I'm telling y'all, that's the furthest thing from the truth. You are what you eat. I'm going to say it again. You are what you eat. So if you dealing with high blood pressure, well, then guess what? You were eating things and drinking things that cause high blood pressure. If you don't have that, then guess what? You were eating things or drinking things that don't cause the high blood pressure. You see what I'm saying? So the idea that you're going to escape a physical problem without doing something, that's an illusion, y'all. You have got to do something, even down to the common cold thing. This whole thing that y'all was taught, that we were fed the last 2 years, that too is a bunch of BS. I cannot give you my disease, just like I can't give you my health, all right? That is something that is created by a lifestyle choice. Whenever you run into sickness, you are suffering from a what we call in the wellness culture and the wellness circles, a cellular malfunction, okay? It's not a sickness, it's a cellular malfunction. That means something that you didn't give your body or something you gave your body that threw you off, all right? Or you're so saturated with toxins that your body can't flush it out fast enough through normal channels like urine, bowel, sweat, okay, lymph, liver, kidney. All right, you're so backed up that the body can't process it out fast enough, it's going to find another way out. So yes, the body will create what we call a healing crisis. It'll give you diarrhea. It will give you a temperature. Okay, those are indicator lights that, okay, something is really going on inside your body that you need to correct. And what we do, what we've been taught to do, is take some kind of drug, drip, pill, or potion to try and mask the problem, thinking that that's going to be that's what represents health. And now you're being told doing this all day long is going to give you health. They're not telling you what you should not be doing, but no, now do this. Okay. All right, instead of telling you, okay, these are the things that you're doing that's causing the problem, they're not talking about the cause. All right? They're trying to give you some solution and you buying into it because you're ignorant about how this thing actually works. Okay? So let's go down to the heart of this, what I'm talking about. All right? And that is document 264. If you've never heard of it before. And you can write this down. I'm gonna say it 3 times because a lot of times we're lost and we lose our train of thought, okay, and thinking about what someone's saying. I learned this from Dr. Umar Johnson. He says things 3 times and it resonates, okay? Senate document 264. This is something you need to research. Again, Senate document 264 of the United States Congress. You need to research that. Again, Senate document 264. All right, now I'm going to give you a brief summary of what that is, and then I'm going to share with you the subject matter of my title, which is "We Are All Depleted." Okay. Okay. So, and I'm looking at the website. I broke my glasses, so it's like holding on here. So I feel like I'm like Rick Moranis in freaking Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. All right. Document 264, presented by Rex Beach, June 1936, United States Congress, Washington, D.C., 1936. This document is reproduced here in its entirety from a copy obtained from the U.S. from the United States Printing Office in Washington, D.C. Some additional comments have been added and some texts bolded for emphasis. All editorial comments are placed within brackets and italicized for identification. Senate Document 264 was written in 1936, y'all, and submitted as a part of a congressional investigation into farming practices. Okay, I'm going to say that again. Document 264 was written in 1936 and submitted as a part of a congressional investigation into U.S. farming practices. The leading authorities of the day had been sounding the alarm that depleted soils were causing a significant decline in the nation's health. We are all depleted. Let me say it again. The leading authorities of the day had been sounding the alarm. This is in the 1930s, y'all, that depleted soils were causing a significant decline in the nation's health. This is the elephant in the room that you are not being told on television. You are not being told at your medical appointments or your doctor's appointments or your urgent care, because guess what? If it's not being socialized into the conscience of the average American, then you're not walking around thinking that this is something you need to worry about. And guess what? Physicians and nurses and practitioners, they're not talking to you about it either. And the only way you're going to get that is from people in the wellness community that are up on game about helping you to learn how to self-heal. Okay? How to self-heal, to become proactive. And that's where I'm at. Okay? As a wellness clinician, as a wellness coach, that's what I do. I help you understand where you are and where you need to be. Okay? But you got to do the history. You got to do your homework to find out, okay, why am I suffering these things? And how much in danger am I going forward? Well, here it is. You've been in danger before you was even born. Before you were even born, the threat of your health from infancy, from a fetus, from the time you were a fetus was already in play. Because this goes back to 1936. Okay? So we're talking about the older generation. That generation starts 1924, 1944, 20 years. Then you got the baby boomers, 1944 to 1964. Then you got the Generation X, my generation, 1964 to 1984. Then you got Generation Y, 1984 to 2004. And then you got the millennials. Okay? Those are the 5 generations. And all of us at some point along the spectrum of time, okay, the stream of time, have been affected by this this investigation, okay, and this predicament that we all are have been drawn into as a result of putting, again, our trust in industrial farming, okay? But when Congress saw the price tag, notice now, when Congress saw the price tag on repairing the nation's farm and range soils, they swept their own investigation under the carpet, okay? So this is the problem, okay? They saw the problem. They didn't take care of the problem because of the costs, the money, okay? Just follow the money trail. And then the guy's posting here or says here, please take time to read this entire document if you want to know the reason for disease, okay? Dis-ease. Take this out of disease and you have ease, right? So if you have a dis-ease, you don't have health, because health is absence of dis-ease, all right? Again, United States Senate Document 264, presented by Rex Beach, June 1936, Washington, D.C., 1936. This is as far back as a crisis goes, y'all. So if your mama's sick, your daddy's sick, your grandma's sick, you sick. If you got any of the 5 diseases, obesity, high blood pressure, diabetes, arthritis, cancer, let's talk all 6 of them, cancer, and, I guess I got all 5 of them. So we got obesity, arthritis, diabetes, heart disease, and cancer, the 5 biggest money makers in medicine. Okay, it all goes back to this. And then all the other 10,000 plus diseases that follow in its train. Okay, so you guys want to know why I'm doing or have incorporated into my lifestyle this folic acid. This is part of the reason why you are not functioning at the highest level. Okay, is because of the absence of this right here, which should be present in all food forms, whether it's orchard or vegetable garden. Okay, this is the missing link, baby, right here, and you need to know about it. Okay, so let me go on now. All right, so concerning Dr. Charles Northern, this quiet, unbold, hooded pioneer and genius in the field of nutrition, demonstrates that countless human ills stem from the fact that impoverished soil of America no longer provides plant foods with the mineral elements essential to human nourishment and health. Okay, that is the reason why you're sick. That is the reason why your mama and your daddy died of this disease and that disease. Okay, without any real understanding of what was really going on. All right, why didn't the medicine help? Why didn't the drug do this? Okay, why wasn't the standard of care good enough to save mama, daddy, sister, brother, you know what I'm saying, or great grandpa? You know what I'm saying? So here it goes again. This gentleman, Dr. Charles Northern, okay, he was bringing out the fact that plant foods, I'm going back here, it says that human ills all stem from the fact that impoverished soil of America no longer provides plant foods with the mineral elements essential to human nourishment and health. To overcome this alarming condition, he doctors sick soils by seeming miracles, raising truly healthy and giving fruits and vegetables. So this guy was actually taking the soil and replenishing it and bringing it back to life. Now, going on with this article, that was a quote from Rex Beach, okay? And again, this goes back to the 1930s. This was, they knew about this way back then, guys. It's almost been 100 years since that time, right? So here we go. It says, do you know that most of us today are suffering from certain dangerous diet deficiencies which cannot be remedied until the depleted soil from which our foods come from are brought into proper mineral balance? Okay, this is why I made the title of this live, We Are All Depleted. Do you know that most of us today are suffering, keyword, suffering from certain dangerous dietary deficiencies which cannot be remedied until the depleted soils from which our foods come from are brought into proper mineral balance? Okay, you can't escape this. Okay, the only way you can get around it, of course, is you got to know people like me who found the workaround through superfoods. That's why I've been talking about superfoods all the time. Okay, superfoods. Okay, because the people that are creating the superfoods have figured this thing out. All right, and the way they're offsetting it is they're combining and concentrating the nutrients. All right, let's go on. The alarming fact is that foods, fruits, vegetables, and grains now are being raised on millions of acres of land that no longer, again, what? Fruits, vegetables, and grains now being raised on millions of acres of land that no longer contain certain needed minerals are starving us. So yeah, you sat down today, you had your breakfast, you probably had your toast and eggs and pancakes and cereal and oatmeal and orange juice, not knowing that you sitting down having a meal with no nutritional value, no voltage in the food. And after the meal, how did you feel? Could you go out and do like 100 push-ups? Could you go out and do 40 pull-ups? Could you do even 10? Could you go run around the block? Did it give you energy? That's what food's supposed to do, right? Excuse me for my Rick Moranis glasses. That's what food's supposed to do, right? It's supposed to give you energy, immunity, right? Nutrition, hydration, detoxification, cleansing. But is that happening? Why you when you eat your meal, why you go to the couch or the love seat and you be like, oh man, I'm tired, you know. Here it is, guys. This is what I'm talking about. The fruits and vegetables now and grains now being raised on millions of acres of land are no longer containing enough certain minerals needed, and this is starving us. You're not starved at the level of the macronutrients, the fiber. You're starved at the micronutrients, because the micronutrients that's being resynthesized through your intestinal wall into your bloodstream is providing you no living nourishment. It says no matter how much of them we eat. This talk about minerals is novel and quite startling. In fact, a realization of the importance of minerals in food is so new that textbooks on nutritional dietetics contain very little about it. You can't even learn about this in going to school. You wonder why aren't nurses? Why aren't all these different levels of medicine career paths teaching this? Why can't they teaching this in the school of radiology? How come they're not teaching this in the school of oncology, you know, or pediatrician or pediatrics? You ain't hearing about it. They don't even know about it, okay? Nevertheless, it's something that concerns us all. And the further we delve into it, the more startling it becomes. It's like a horror story, y'all. It's like a horror story. That's what it really is, okay? But let me tell you something. Before I go forward, there's hope, okay? There's hope. And you got to be open to that. First of all, you got to know the history, because what happens is when we don't understand the history, we end up repeating the past, all right? I would say the past mistakes, all right? And the scripture says clearly, my people are destroyed for what? Lack of knowledge, all right? So reason why I'm saying there's hope is because I'm giving you knowledge that you can research for yourself, and then I'll say, okay, wow, I didn't know that. Okay, how can I correct this? All right, and again, you got to look at people that have found how to correct it, and then be willing to follow that so you can benefit. Because if you don't, again, you're just going to be another victim of what I'm talking about here. Okay, if you're not already. And I knew about this almost over 30 years ago, guys. Over 30 years ago. So this whole thing about the pandemic never affected me, because I already knew that's not the issue. The issue is your nutrition. Okay, if your nutrition is on point, there is no way on earth you can get sick. Okay, and if you do get sick, it's going to be few and far in between. You're going to know very little sickness in your life when you understand what true nutrients is and how to get it. Okay, so what I'm talking about is like with the fulvic acid, this is the gold, man. This is like the diamond in the rough. Okay, this is the hidden science. Okay, that is not something new. It's been around since the beginning of time. It's just been kept back from you because of the manipulations of the current politics in food. That's the only reason why it's been taken. This is a substance that's been taken out of the food supply. That's why you can't get it in your orange. You can't get it in your apples anymore. Okay, yeah, I was eating raw and doing juices fast and all that, and even then I still wasn't getting what I needed. All right, until I started doing superfoods. Okay, so you want to know the way out? It's superfoods. All right, let's go forward now. It says here, you would think, wouldn't you, that a carrot is a carrot, right? Eat a carrot, or you get a carrot, right? You eat it, should be the same as any other carrot. That one is as good as another as far as nutrition is concerned, but it isn't. One carrot may look and taste like another, yet be lacking in particular mineral elements, which our system requires. Notice, which our system requires, and which the carrot is supposed to contain. Okay, when God made the carrot, He made it with a food code. He made it with certain minerals in that carrot, certain vitamins in that carrot, certain phytonutrients in that carrot, so that when we ate it, all of us, didn't matter whether you believe in God or not, you're gonna be blessed like the air you breathe. Whether you believe in God or not, you still being blessed by the air you breathe. Whether you believe in God or not, the water we drink, it's free to everybody. Okay, and nutrients were supposed to be the same way, no matter whether you believe in God or not. Okay, He made it free for all mankind, whether you believe in Him or not. Okay, that's the beauty of the kind of God we serve. Okay, whether you believe it or not, because he created you, know what you need, he gonna give it to you whether you love him or not, whether you serve him or not. Okay, that's just how it is. Okay, whether you want to believe it or not. All right, but now we have this hijack of nutrients through greed that's come into play, and that's the reason why people are suffering. Unless you know this history, you would know nothing about it. Okay, even stuff that I would never eat back then, 100 years ago, it was better. It was probably better than what I'm eating now in terms of just a carrot or a raw apple. Even a piece of meat had more nutrients in it over 100 years ago than it does today. Okay, and that's why we have people living in their hundreds and beyond in the early 1900s and in the 1800s. Okay, my grandfather, believe it or not, he was born in 1897. Not my great grandfather, my grandfather was born in 1897. We call that brother the old raisin. Before the older generation ever came into play, that brother was born in 1897. Okay? That brother lived a long time. Why? Because, again, the soil and the root system that he grew up on. Even as a black man, not having the opportunity, they were still eating better than we was, even though they couldn't get the so-called good food that the white folks was feasting on back then, because we had that segregation thing going on. That's reality. That's just American history. It is what it is. You see what I'm saying? But even then, the poorest person on the street was still eating better than the highest functioning vegan right now, eating in the world today, thinking like me, thinking I'm doing something. They was eating better because they had more nutrients. Okay, even in the lowest form of food back then. Okay, that's how depleted we are today. That's how depleted we are, y'all. So going on, I'm gonna end this up, and I'm just gonna make this a part 2, because when I found this particular article, I was like, dang, this. I like to find things that, are easy for people to understand, because if you can't really understand it like in a simple form, because our attention span today is so short. You need to get the short end of the story, and hopefully you'll be inspired to read the full article, which I'm going to post. In fact, I'll post it there now. This comes from an article called "Healing with Minerals." Let me just go to my good stuff, man. I mean, this is like the gold right here, y'all. It's like the gold. I'm posting it now. Paste it. Post it. All right, so it's posted there, so you can take a look at it now if you want. Go back to the article. I'm about to go hit these muscle ups in a little bit. I'm about to rebound. I'm about to do these muscle ups, okay? Let y'all know this stuff right here has got me on a whole nother level of fitness. A whole nother level. I'm just on fire right now. And I'm blessed to know that too. Blessed to know that. Even at my age, and I never thought I would be this healthy at my age, but it's because I learned the art of eating without eating, which is juicing, which compounds the nutrients, so that I get the offset of the lack of which this article is talking about. Okay, that's the reason why they came out with juicers anyway. Did you know that that's the reason why they created the juicer? Because they knew that the nutrients was being depleted from the root system of the plants and vegetables way back in the 1940s and 50s, and so they came out with the juicer. Why? Because it concentrated the nutrients. So yeah, you want to have a juicer in your home like you have a toilet to go to the bathroom. That's how serious it is. Because if you have no toilet, it's going to make it hard for you to go to the bathroom outside or whatever you got to do to handle your personal business. Well, it's the same. We are at that same place in history where you need a juicer in your home, or you need micronutrients in the form of juice, just like you need a toilet or a sink to run water. That's how bad it is, y'all. Okay? And I know because I've seen people suffer and been in a suffering state and have come into conscious reality of this, made the change and got better. And for people who didn't, who understood this, got worse, well, guess what? They died of the very thing that would have saved them had they made the change, but they didn't, because they trusted. What they did was they kept trusting, how they've been socialized. And that's what a lot of us are doing today. We trust in how we've been socialized. Oh no, then this inoculation gonna help me. This pill gonna help me. That's not the root cause. Okay? The pill or the drug that you're taking is a band-aid. And really, drugs and pills only work best in trauma situations. That means for temporary use. When you have injured yourself really bad, cut yourself, where you got exposed flesh and arteries and so forth, and to heal you up. Drugs are great for that. But long-term, chronic situations, that has nothing to, drugs can't satisfy that. That's where the science, the alchemy of plant-based restoratives, which goes back to the beginning of time, that's where we need to be focusing on when we're dealing with a sickness, okay, that might be long-term or that is aggressive, and we need some nutrients. We don't need drugs to deal with aggressive chronic illness. We need nutrition, okay? Nutrition, that is the key. And that's what this is talking about here, okay? No matter how much we eat, this talk about minerals is novel, again, quite startling. In fact, a realization of the importance of minerals in food is so new that the textbooks on nutritional dietetics contains very little about it. Nevertheless, it's something that concerns us all, and the further we delve into it, the more startling it becomes. Again, like a horror story. You would think that a carrot is a carrot, right? One is as good as another, but it isn't. The one carrot may look and taste like another, but yet it's lacking particular minerals, okay, which our system requires and the carrot is supposed to contain. Laboratory tests prove that fruits, vegetables, grains, eggs, even milk, and the meats of today are not what they were generations ago. You see? Which doubtless explains why our forefathers thrived on a selection of foods that would starve us. Okay? They thrived on a selection of food that today would starve us. And why? Because the nutrients is not there. Because it's not in the soil. If it's not in the soil, it ain't in the plant. If it ain't in the plant, it ain't gonna get in you. And guess what? Cellular malfunction. And what modern medicine has done is they said, okay, it's a sickness, and you don't need to worry about what's in the. They don't even give no credence. They give no backing to plant-based nutrition as a way of getting yourself back to health. It's all about a drug, a drip, a pill, a surgery, a vaccination, an amputation. That's their baseline. But where is the talk about the depletion of the soil? Where's the talk about the minerals that we need? Where's the talk about the vitamins and the minerals working together to really produce a healthy cell? You see what I'm saying? Where's the raw food? That's not being talked about, because that does not make money. As we just saw in the article, when they saw the cost of what it would cost to replenish the soil, they just swept this whole thing about this investigation in 1936 under the rug. So this is something you want to share with all your people, man. Okay? I'm going to put you on game. I'm putting y'all on game, okay? All right, so going on, it says, no man of today can eat enough fruits and vegetables to supply his system with the minerals required, for perfect health, because his stomach isn't big enough to hold them. And we are running on 2 big stomachs. You know why you backed up? You know why you're overweight? It's not the food that you're eating, man. It's the toxins in the food replaced by the nutrients that should be there. Okay? So we got folic acid here, which is a humic acid, 77 trace minerals, 18 amino acids, naturally occurring vitamins, organic electrolytes. Everything a body needs to be healthy. Should be in your food, ain't there. God got to work around. You go to, Daniel chapter 12. In Daniel chapter 12, it says, the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. Okay. This is the gospel of health, y'all. Breaking it down. Okay. That's what I call it. Okay. That's how I was brought up. And I'm a living proof that what I'm talking about is real. Okay. Just not only my health has been enhanced by following the light on health and to and overcoming this landmine of truth that's absent from the conscience of most Americans. I got it years ago. So when this whole COVID thing came, I already knew what was up. I already knew that was science, that was pseudoscience, basically, based upon what they already knew years ago. Okay, it's just something that you hadn't known. Most people didn't know about it, and most people, it's hard to hear because you're thinking that people that have these white coats on know it all, but they don't. They don't know this. You ask when next time you go to your doctor, ask him or her, what is your knowledge on document 264? Just do that. I dare you, and see what comes back. See what you get. I'll ask any physician, what is your understanding or what is your knowledge about document 264? Do that. That's a challenge. I might post that on Facebook after I get done with this live. 2 more paragraphs and we're going to bring it to a close because I can go on. All right, here we go. It's bad news to learn from our leading authorities, like I just said, right? It's bad news to learn from our leading authorities that 99% of Americans are deficient in these minerals, okay? The trace minerals, the amino acids, the vitamins, okay? The electrolytes. And that a marked deficiency in any one of the important minerals actually results in dis-ease, okay? Excuse my broken glasses, all right? Again, it is bad news to learn from our leading authorities that 99% of the American people are deficient. That's why I said we deficient, y'all, me included. All right. As good as my health is right now, I'm still deficient. Okay, and I never dreamed of being at this age doing muscle ups. And it hadn't even been 30 days yet, y'all. Haven't even been 30 days. I've done over 110 of them. Not like back to back to back, but when you lump them all together, and I've actually chronicled most of them on video, which I'm going to do between today and the 27th, which will be the anniversary or the 30 days that I've been doing these muscle ups. From my first one to my last one, I'm going to just show you what happened when I took this ancient form of nutrients, fulvic acid, which is not really ancient because it's present in all life forms, but it's not in our industrial soil where we're getting most of our food from. Okay, that's the best way I can explain it, because the animals in nature obviously are not suffering from that lack, but we are as humans, because we have taken ourselves out of the position of the gardener, the home garden, and we've gone to the factory garden, and the factory garden has robbed us of this important nutrient. Okay, and I think the Spirit's on me, man, to talk to you guys about this today, and I'm learning as well. I always listen as I speak, because I'm learning too as I go along. Even though I read it before, it's reverberating, and it's being cemented into my brain, okay, so that I don't forget it. All right, so why do I not want to forget? So that when I go to the store, I'm going to make more conscious choices. You know, even though I might be tempted to buy this thing and it's vegan, but because it's cooked, boiled, fried, baked, or whatever, it's not going to give me the voltage that I need, and I need voltage, all right, to stay up on my game. And I want to get to a place in my fitness where I stay there as long as I possibly can, all right, to get it for myself, and also to show you guys an example of what's possible in the after 30, after 40, after 50 body when you're doing it right. Staying 80% raw, plant-based, superfoods first, okay? All right, it's bad news to learn that from our leading authorities that 99% of American people are deficient in these minerals, and that a marked deficiency in any one of the more of the important minerals actually results in disease. Any upset imbalance. Listen, any upset of the balance, any considerable lack of the one or another element, however microscopic the body requirement may be, and we sicken, suffer, shorten our lives. Man, I got the... They're going to put me on the podium in a minute. I'm about to preach a sermon, okay? That's, I'm like just like blown away again by just reading that one point. It just resonates even stronger. I'm gonna read it again, okay? Listen, y'all, okay? Any upset when the Bible says we are fearfully and wonderfully made, do you know what it's talking about? Our cells don't miss a beat. You may sit back and you may eat something, not know what the heck you eat, not even thinking about what's the ingredients. But your cells, when you go through metabolizing all of what you eat, your cells pick up every iota of ingredient down to the microscopic level of what it is. And then it has to decide, is this a food or is this a poison? Is this a nutrient or is it a toxin? Okay? That's what your body does. You may not do that, but your body don't miss a beat. And because of that, if it's not all the way 100% from the tree of life, okay, the giver of life as it is given, life-giving food, and it's a poison, that's going to slow your metabolism down. That's going to start breaking you down, okay? Breaking you down, okay, until you become sick and then immobilized by the sickness. All right. I love this. Any upset of the balance, any considerable lack of the one or another element, however microscopic the body requirement may be, we sicken, suffer, and shorten our lives. When the Bible says, look, the leaves are for the healing of the nations, he means what he says, and he says what he means. This discovery is one of the latest and most important contributions of science to the problem of human health. So far as the records go, the first man in the field of research, the first to demonstrate that most human foods of our day are poor in minerals and that their proportions are not balanced, was Dr. Charles Northern. Write his name down. Dr. Charles Northern. Write his name down. Dr. Charles Northern. Write his name down. Dr. Charles Northern, and study it out. An Alabama physician now living in Orlando, Florida. His discoveries and achievements are an enormous importance to mankind. All right. So I'm going to stop there, guys. I'm going to stop there at that. Let's see. Dr. Northern. I'm going to come back with part 2 because I want you to think about what's being said here. Okay. Selah. Stop and consider what's been said. All right. Because this is the problem. Okay. You want to up your game? You need to talk to me about superfoods. You want to up your game? You want to talk to me about folic acid, the newest edition. You want up your game? You want to talk to me about black seed oil. You want to up your game? You want to talk to me about essential oils and the high vibration of the benefit of taking essential oils. All right. This is real talk, man. I can't make it more clear than that. Those of us who are winning the overcoming and are being able to dodge the landmines are because we're conscious. When you look at a guy like Dr. C.B. Alvenia Fulton, these people in the black community they knew this very same information, and that's why they were so charismatic in delivering the message. And so a person like me is just doing the same thing, but I'm not only showing you in the history, I'm also showing you that I have access to the nutrients, and at the same time I'm also showing you that you looking at me and I'm actually going out and doing. I'm benefiting from what I'm talking about. Okay, as each year goes by, I'm just aging backwards, and not really getting any older biologically, but staying relatively young and moving from the 29-30 biological range, slowly into 32 biologically, slowly into 33 biologically. Even though I'm 53, be 53 this year, but that's not what this is doing. I've already taken the steps, so it's already happening. Okay, so if you want to bless your family, you want to become a person that is making an effective change for your life and for your life of your people, then you want to share this video with someone you love and see if it does not resonate. And again, I want to go back to what I said before. Next time you go to the doctor's office, next time you go to the emergency room, next time you're standing in front of your family practitioner, ask that person, him or her, what is your understanding of document 264 of the United States Congress, 1936, and see what you get. Because if they don't know, then you know what I'm talking about is real. And now you can see that not only are you in jeopardy as a person, but your physician, your doctor, your gynecologist, your oncologist, they too are in the same position as you, which means the upper 1%, they don't care about you. They don't care about your doctor, because they are just as ignorant about what I'm talking about as you are. And you're going to know when you ask that question. Anyway, love y'all to help. I'm going to post this link in the description. If you came in on today and watched this and you're not up on game on this, I'm going to reach out to you and ask you some questions about this product right here, whether you're interested in learning more about it. Okay, because this is what's been a game changer for me. All right, I'm out, y'all. Love you to help. Sorry it took a little bit longer than I thought it would, but this is a powerful link, and hopefully you will be blessed by what you read in it. And as I begin to break down each of the paragraphs even more, as somebody that's been in the game for a long time, hopefully that'll give you a clearer understanding of the importance of what you need to do to become proactive. And here's the thing, man. We already moving into August. It's July. So what you need to do is, if you want to prepare for the fall and winter season, as a cold and flu season comes in, you need to go more alkaline. Do more raw foods, more raw smoothies, more superfoods. If you do not have a powerful superfood formula, I'm the person you want to talk to, okay? Because I'm the person right now in the Pacific Northwest. I'm just one of a handful of us that are literally experiencing a boon of health in a body that should be in decline, where in actuality it's still on the rise. I mean, we still getting stronger. Why? Because it's how we nourishing ourselves, and you can be a part of that as well. Join this culture, man. It's beautiful. Not only we blessing people to become healthy, we blessing people to make more money at the same time, because health and wealth they complement each other. All right, you need both. You need both health and wealth to be the best version of yourself. I'm gonna say it again. You need health and wealth to be the best version of yourself. And why not, be in a position where you can make that happen again through the avenue of wellness. It's insane, y'all. It's insane. Okay, but this is what's happening in the culture. You can be a part of it. Love it, health, and as always, I'll see you on the inside.